Alright, Mick here. Welcome back to Vicious Final, where we talk about everything that bangs, clangs and twangs. And today we're going to whip up a bit of controversy by talking about separating the art from the artist. Because recently, this guy and this guy were both effectively banned from playing in the UK because of their views. Now, obviously, we all know that Kanye is a prick, and he's an anti-Semite for sure. And also, not only that, he's making money off that. So he's selling his song about Adolf Hitler, and he's selling swastika t-shirts like it's fine. But should he be banned from playing? Ooh, it's a tough question, isn't it? Also, the guy over there, Michael Graves, I'm a fan of Michael Graves. In fact, I'm a fan of his work with the Misfits and his solo work. Look, I've got there's my original Famous Monsters picture disc right there, and there's my original American Psycho right there. I've also got numerous reissues of both of these, and all his solo stuff. Now, I know that he does not share my views. We're completely opposite. In fact, he's a Trumpist, Proud Boy, whatever you want. But none of that is in his music. None of that in these songs. So why can't I listen to them? I will listen to them. Still like them. And that's the big question that we have, isn't it? Is how easy is it to separate the art from the artist? I mean, nobody's listening to Lost Prophets again. They fuck that. But can you listen to Gary Glitter? I don't know. I haven't listened to this in a long time, and I kind of miss it, But he's a perv. What can you do? This is his first album. Listening to this would make me feel a bit dirty, even though I know the songs are good. And so you have to sort of draw the line, don't you? But then, where do you draw the line? Because there are some people who seem to get away with saying stuff and they don't get banned or stopped from playing, and other people that do. I mean, I'm thinking, of course, of Bowie here in the low period when he, was doing Hitler salutes in Berlin train stations and saying that Adolf Hitler would have been, and I quote, a great rock and roll star. In fact, he was a rock and roll star. Yeah, it's just caught in controversy, right? But, how's that different to what Ye is doing, apart from Ye's selling stuff? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. You can call me an arsehole in the credits. I don't know. Likewise, I don't listen to him a lot. I'm not a big fan. Although I do love this record, John Mayall's Blues Breakers, the Beano album. And, of course, that's got, as you know, Mr. Eric Clapton reading the Beano. And we all know that Eric Clapton was a racist prick. I don't know if he still is. But certainly he made that famous I stand with Enoch Powell thing. Told them we need to get the foreigners out of the country. Said it live on stage. Backlash? Yeah. Get any gigs cancelled? No. So, what, is it just because we're in 2026? And you can't say stuff anymore or you'll get cancelled? I don't know. I've been called woke many times. Snowflake. All of that stuff. But I wouldn't stop Michael Graves from playing a show. In fact, I might even go because I like the music. I wouldn't stop Ye from playing a show. Just go protest it, make him feel like a dick. Cancelling it just plays into his narrative, doesn't it? Oh, woe is me, I can't. I've got different views, so I'll be cancelled. I don't know. Also, Morrissey, Britain First badges on TV and all that shit. He doesn't seem to get any backlash, does he? He doesn't get banned. Gets a few shouty articles and a few people calling him a prick. He doesn't get banned, does he? Which is weird, isn't it? And then, of course, you have to then. There's your own problems with artists that you love who may or may not have done or said something dodgy, but you still love them. You just can almost overlook it. I mean, I remember when One of my favourite records ever, the first Motorhead album came out, and we all loved Snaggletooth here. And of course, we all know that Snaggletooth up here has a swastika emblazoned on his head. Doesn't on later issues, obviously, but this is an original one. That swastika and that iron cross, a nod to Lemmy's love of World War II memorabilia. An attempt to shock like Susie Sue and Sid Vicious. Or sign of something darker. I prefer to think that it was just a bit of messing about. And Lemmy really didn't feel like that. And he said it on multiple occasions that he didn't. So, you know, still love this record. Other problematic things to have happened over recent years. I get called out a lot because I love The Who. Love The Who. Love The Who. Got pretty much everything they ever did. Love Pete Townsend as an artist. Pete Townsend was under investigation for stuff because his credit card showed up on a website. Just like with Cliff Richard, the investigation went nowhere. Ultimately, he was cleared of any wrongdoing, and a lot came out in his biography, but he didn't really address it properly. And there are still some people who are like, well, like Michael Jackson, there's no smoke without fire, right? And this is another thing, right? I don't like Michael Jackson, so I'm quite happy to call him a nonce perv. Don't care, nonce perv. Stop his music. But there's a film of him in the cinemas right now. Nobody's stopping it, despite far more evidence against Jacko than against Pete here. So, you know, people are prepared to overlook it because it's Michael Jackson, one of the greatest artists ever. You know, overlook the fact that there is plenty of evidence that guy was as bad, if not worse, than fucking Gary Glitter. What? I don't know. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things that I think people are hypocritical. I'm hypocritical about it, you know. So there are other things, even murkier than this, that I'm going to open up to you now and say, look, I listen to this stuff. I mean, I love the Cro-Mags, for example. I love them. Got all their albums. I think Harley Flanagan, the movie, is also really good. You should watch it. And I love it. And, you know, I love their third album. This one here. Near Death Experience. There it is. I love that record, right? But there's a song on there. There's a song on there on side A or side B. Where is it? It's side A. Last song on side A is called Death in the Womb. And it is a very strong lyrical attack on women's right to choose. Now, I'm all for, I'm pro-choice. Your body, your decision. Cro-Mags aren't. Hare Krishnas, they feel very strongly they're pro-life. I don't listen to that song. Do I listen to the rest of the album? Yeah, it's great. Listen to all their other albums as well. It gets murkier than that, doesn't it? Because, I mean, then, of course, you've got another one of my favourite bands, the Bad Brains. There they are. Look at them. Just fabulous looking dudes. All their early albums are brilliant. This is the quickness, obviously. But, you know, Rock for Light. They're all great. Except there's a track on here. This is the original copy on Caroline Records. There's a track on here called Don't Blow Bubbles. And that is basically a homophobic rant about how you shouldn't be gay. Because, you know, they're Rastas and it's against their religion. It's really bad. And, God, yeah, I still listen to the album, but I skipped that song. Later copies of this album actually had the instrumental cut of that song instead because they realised, and the guitarist Dr. No has since come out and said that, yeah, he was homophobic and he's since learned the error of his ways. I don't know. I don't think HR has said that. It's very difficult because I love that band. So that's 2 albums right there. Now, what happens if you love what Anthrax do musically, but don't like Joey Belladonna's voice. Well, you get SOD's Stormtroopers of Death, don't you? Because this is a hardcore album for the ages, right? Got Billy Milano singing, got Dan Lilker, yeah, Charlie Benante and Scott Ian on it. Musically, this album is absolute killer. And when it came out in 1987, you know, I was a bit more naive. And I loved every song on it. Now I kind of cringe at two of them. One of them being Speak English or Die, because that's just a absolutely racist rant about immigration that Nigel Farage would be proud of, or Tommy Robinson. And of course, Fuck the Middle East, which is, you know, just a vile attack on any Islamic country. Yeah, it caused me a lot of anxiety, that, because I'm never getting rid of this album because I absolutely fucking love it. But I won't listen to those two songs. Can't listen to those two songs. Should I get rid of the album? You tell me if I'm a hypocrite. I told you I was a hypocrite anyway, so I'm not really lying. But Scott Ian in 2018 was asked, "Oh, do you regret those lyrics?" And he said, "No, because it's satire." There's no fucking satire in those two songs. And also, one look at Billy Milano's lyrics for his other band, MOD, will tell you that that man is a racist prick. Right? It's not. Yeah, he is. I like his voice. Fucking hell. Murder, innit? And the last one I'm going to show you is the one that might get me hung, drawn and quartered throughout the world. And I think it's probably the earliest example of an absolute stonking album of what we call now street punk. And it is, here we go, Screwdriver, all screwed up. This is the original on Chiswick, 45 RPM. Came in a variety of coloured sleeves. They also did two singles for Chiswick, which I also own, and a single for another company that I also own before they broke up. How can I listen to Screwdriver, you might be asking? Well, obviously, if you know anything about them, there's two screwdrivers, isn't there? Now, I'm not saying that Ian Stewart Donaldson wasn't a massive racist fucking arsehole in the beginning, but his band ostensibly wasn't, which is why they were signed to Chiswick, and why they put this album out. This album is fire from start to finish. I absolutely love it. Do I feel guilty about listening to it? No. Do I own any of their post 1983 Reformation Nazi bullshit? No. Heard some of it, and musically not bad, but you know, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm not going to listen to that shit. I'm far more in line with the Redskins, so you know, work that out. Am I ashamed of buying this album? No, I'm not ashamed of owning it, buying it, or listening to it. But I won't listen to any of their other stuff, and I won't listen to any of the other stuff that they did adjacent. In the world, Psychobillies. Two of my favourite bands, Demented Argo and Crewmen. Members of those later on did an album with Ian Stewart Donaldson in his most racist phase. There were two albums by a band called The Klansmen. So if you can't get more blatant than that, and they were rockabilly, psychobilly albums with Screwdriver lyrics. And Screwdriver singer was singing on it, and members of the Crewmen and Demented Argo played on it. Former members, not current members, obviously. Does it stop me listening to Demented Argo to know that? No. Does it make me sad? Yeah, a bit. But that's the way it is. So, the ultimate question is, can you separate the art from the artist? And I think you can, but I think it's your own conscience that you need to deal with, not anybody else. Who gives a crap? I don't give a crap if you think I shouldn't listen to the first Screwdriver. Why would I care? But it is for your own conscience what you listen to and what you don't. But I will say that just because an artist has views, if they are not put across in the art, then why are we banning them? Why? I don't understand, because we all went mad when they tried to ban Kneecap and Bob Villain the other week, innit? When they did their anti-Israeli stuff, and all the right-wing media was up in arms, ban them, and we were all going, oh no, we can't ban them. You know why? Because we agree with them. But we can ban Michael Graves because we don't agree with him. That's bullshit. Sorry, but it is. So if you ain't banning Bob Villain and Kneecap, then you ain't banning Michael Graves, and probably you ain't banning Kanye neither. That's a triple negative right there. So that's my 2 cents. It's up to you. But personally, I think that what I listen to doesn't make me who I am, and that's the way it is. So like and subscribe. Put me on my place in the comments if you like. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Yeah. It's your conscience, pal. See you later.